So I like this one. Let's give want to give thanks to the primordial creator. We're gonna start with the prayer. Give give thanks to who's the primordial creator, who has 10,000 names, 10,000 titles, to the ancestral spirits, the archangels, the angels, the ancestors. We come on to the throne to the primordial great mother herself to ask for guidance, protection, to ask for the divine love, the divine guidance. This path we call life as spiritual beings living a human experience. We ask you for not just the divine love and guidance, no protection, but your divine wisdom and overstanding, understanding, and understanding. So, on that note, primordial great mother, we want to say thank you and protect us as you always do. And we're talking about your children that know of you, that give you all the praises and thanks. Thank you for listening. And thank you for your protection and guidance. Ashe, 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 Ayi, Abobo. Okay. All right. We're just going to talk real quick. Um, the energy. The energy is a certain vibration. Somebody's calling me. Let me see what this is. Don't know who that is. The energy is going on a certain vibration, a certain frequency that I've been telling you about. It's preparing everything to happen. It's that ancient energy. There's an awakening actually happening or not. A lot of women and men, peace, peace, brother. A lot of men and women are starting to realize that divine feminine energy is actually true. Um, a lot of our people in our community are waking up. A lot of them, um, a lot of the women are realizing things. Not all of them. There's a shift that's actually been taking place for a very long time, and everybody keeps saying, "Oh, the shift is here. The shift." Every time you hear the shift is here, the shift already been here. There's a sister that was on Brother Rich channel name, I think Aquarius Maximus. She said in her that it's going to be a time where we are going to start unifying together as a community. And these times that are coming is going to bring us to even closer settings amongst each other. And it's happening now because now the awakening has been really happening at a vaster state where so-called African American people or so-called Black Americans are realizing their indigenous bloodline. Um, and they're finding out that the people that call themselves Native American are Siberian and $5 Indians, what they call them. There is now the so-called Black Americans are going to find out that these ancient practices that they demonize is actually what we practice here in this country. And y'all heard me talk about them numerous times: the voodoos, the Palomiombes, the Santerias, the Ifa, and all of that. They're going to start finding that out because they are actually indigenous. There's a video that I found, and I'm gonna play that probably tomorrow because I want y'all to hear this individual talk about that when I go ahead and send it to self and have y'all listen. Okay, because it's changes to start happening. It's time. We've been sitting here watching and observing. And also a new energy is this energy is not even new. It's actually old too. A lot of these agents are being exposed. And which starts in the spring solstice, along with that divine ancient feminine energy. That divine ancient feminine energy that's coming is really dealing with the Christos energy, the energy of Sophia, the Christos consciousness, the Sophia consciousness. Is already, and a lot of the people in the community that we are part of, many of us are part of, real soon those gender wars are going to die off, because it's going to be us that know, that are righteous, that stand on righteousness, that's trying to strive for righteousness. We're going to be the ones that stand against those that's been the liars, the agents, the infiltrators. We're going to be the ones that stand up for the righteous ways. We're going to be the ones that stand up for the truth. Those brothers and sisters that's going to start unifying, they're going to finally stand 10 toes down on truth. It's actually going to happen. It's happening slowly but surely, and it's going to happen at a vast state. So far, a lot of things that we talk about on this channel of ours, it actually does happen. We told y'all about the weather, right? Look what happened to certain parts of the state or the country, how they got hit with the snowstorm. Told y'all. Then they talking about another one coming. So could happen, yeah. Keep your eyes on the spring and summer solstice. Not just the energy, but the weather patterns. Watch the weather patterns during that time. Watch the weather patterns. Could be wrong, but yeah. Watch the weather patterns, y'all. Things about to be something in the spring and the summer, going all the way into the fall. Then you got the winter. But I'm telling y'all, hurricane season that's coming on the new year, y'all about to see some shit. Along with this energy, this ancient energy that's coming, we're dealing with even more of an evolution of our planet, Tiamat. We're going to be going through a lot of evolutionary changes spiritually, and the planet going to go through a lot of evolutionary changes physically. Meaning the intensity, of a lot of earthquakes, the intensity of a lot of hurricanes, thunderstorms, a lot of intensity dealing with the volcanic eruptions, because this is a part of the awakening process of that ancient energy. This ancient energy is going to bring forth all of this, because we have to now go into an evolutionary state mentally, spiritually, and not just physically. Everything is going to happen in a sequence of certain events, and it's going to deal with a lot of alignments. These alignments are taking place as we now speak at this very second, to get us through on what's going to happen with this evolutionary spiritual change. Okay. There are going to be even more distractions that are going to be ridiculous, where you're going to be able to see right through the madness and the bullshit. So they're going to do all they can for their last hurrah to intensify a lot of distractions. because of this process of evolutionary and spiritual change. Bingo. Hey, this is a part of all of that. Everything is happening for a goddamn on reason. So those chariots is connected to us. I told y'all what the werewolf guy said. You know what I'm saying? So this is nothing new under the sun. Everything's in alignment with us now. We are the ones that y'all been waiting for. We've been the ones that y'all been waiting for. Ain't that some shit? We are the ones that y'all been waiting for the whole time. All of us are coming out finding out that we indigenous to this land. Why do you think the women around are finally waking up on who they are? Why do you think now the sisterhood that they formulated through what they call the feminist movement is now breaking apart? It's breaking apart. A lot of the modern day women are about to get their serious wake up call that want to be all wanting to have the shrimp like the lobster and shrimp life, whatever you want to call that stuff. That's about to change. That's going to change big time and drastic. That energy, that ancient energy, is connected to the sun cycle that Dr. Malachi York talked about. And we give a shout out to all the teachers on this channel. We none of it. Tell you something. We are living in a day and time. You right though. You right though. Tim, you said salute. Y'all white tea peoples are seeing the chariots and posting them in all of them on a local Facebook. I just want yeah. So this is it. So I mean, we got to be ready for the next evolutionary stage. We got to be ready now because y'all got to remember how that story of Inky go. And from what I'm finding out, Inky has a connection to Olokun. Olokun is an Arisha that deals with the depths of the sea. Mami Wata, Tiamat, and Yemoja have a connection. See, we got to keep in mind how all this stuff is ancient and goes back to us. That's why the bloodline is very significant. I keep saying that over and over again, how important the bloodline is. There's a sister that I did on TikTok today. Her name is Gerbil Sameti. Shout out to that sister. I'm gonna play some of her videos, not today, but I'm gonna show y'all how serious our stuff is on a spiritual level with this sister's videos because she is going in about our deities and our ancestral deities at that. I'm gonna tell y'all something that I really want to tell y'all. Our ancestral deities wants justice on what then happened to us. They want justice because they've been disrespected. See, all of y'all that say all our stuff was witchcraft and evil, mm-mm. Y'all going by the way of the colonized mind, and they've been trying to keep you from going back to your stuff because they know when you go back into it, you are going to finally align yourself with Tiamat at the finest level of spirituality. They know that. They don't want you to activate that, because once it's activated, all is to go. That's what they don't want you to know. That's why you keep on hearing that high pitched ringing sound, because you are one of the ones that heard the call, that you have to now find out which particular practice fit your spirit. Many are called and few are chosen, right? So all you people on YouTube saying that you're chosen, but when it come down to ones, when it come down to your ish, you want to call it demonic, evil. So you're calling your own ancestors demonic. These are the same ancestors that fought them daggone colonizers when they was enslaving them, fighting the colonizers with their actual gifts of these certain practices. And y'all that's against, and those against the Haitians, and you calling them tethers, that's not true. They are indigenous to this land too. Y'all better wake up on that. They are indigenous to this land too. I'm talking about the Haitian brothers and sisters. I have that bloodline in me. I'm telling y'all, those that come from out Louisiana, you better recognize and see your connection over there to Haiti. Y'all better wake up, because they don't want you to know none of this stuff. They demonize your practices because they don't want y'all to wake the fuck up, because they know they got the up. They have a handbook on all your spiritual practices, and they know how they work. But they also make a mockery out of it too. And they demonize it in the movies, because they know when you go into your practices, game over. So that's why they give you the King James all the time. But the King James Bible itself have spells and everything in it. And astrology, genealogy, astrology, you name it. But they got that from something else. They got it from something else. They don't want you to know the power of the nine ether too, that Dr. York talked about. They don't want you to know about the number nine ether. The nine ether is actually those that are melanated. Your hair follicle curls up into a nine. That's what Dr. Malachi York was talking about. Um, I sent the video to some of the mods that follow yours truly on Instagram, where Dr. York broke down the whole Ifa and the Orisha, and why they don't want you to get into it, and how it's connected to voodoo, Santeria, all that. They don't want you to get into it because the power and how it will help activate you on your journey. I'm telling y'all, I'm not pushing no agenda. I'm telling y'all some real stuff here. But you have to find what fit you. What fit you. When you find out what fit you, then you can get on your journey even more. But this intensity of this power that's coming, be ready for it. I recommend you eat light, not heavy. During the spring solstice, try to eat light, plenty of salads, fruits, drink plenty of water. If you got to drink juices, drink some of that. Make sure that you get yourself so ready for that energy. You're going to feel it, because it's happening right now, but it's going to intensify. In order to also connect to those chariots, once you go through that, you're going to be connected to those chariots that the brother was talking about. Don't you know the power that you have within you? Don't you know that we used to be able to control the weather at will? We became so in tune with nature that we used to actually know how to formulate storms and everything at will with the gifts that we had. When our women used to twerk with giving permission, with giving asking for permission from Tiamat, when they would twerk, they would bring tsunamis and earthquakes. because they pretty much grounded into the ground and they start doing that. And it created those tsunamis, those earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, because we were one with Tiamat. We became one with the cosmos. We became one with the realms. That's what happened. Now we got all these people talking about themselves on YouTube. Let me tell you, at this point, people don't want to hear you talk about yourselves anymore. They want to hear solutions. They yearn for freedom. They yearn for what? Peace. All you so-called conscious people in that conscious community, all you claim to be so conscious and in that community, you've been lying to the people about the truth. Because you know the truth is going to set them free and you're going to lose your MONEY. That's why y'all trying. Let me tell you, over here we don't need no followers. We're not asking for followers over here on our channel. We ask you for a listening ear and start thinking, questioning. That's it. Because that so-called conscious community, y'all got it. Y'all about to get hit with something real severe. That's gonna have people start questioning many of you. Because a lot of you not in it for being genuine. Y'all not like the Bobby Hemmets and them. Y'all not like the Bobby Hemmets and the rest of them. How you think a Cedar Duke of Tears left the conscious community? He had made a video on, like years back, he made a video on how y'all actually are after people's money. But, you know, I digress. It's not to shoot y'all down, but the truth is about to come out about a lot of years. Yeah, I said a lot of years. Because we're actually going also, this energy is going to bring forth the great exposure, the great and grand exposure on who's the agents and who are not. That's coming. And a lot of you that's been watching certain people are going to be surprised. It's coming. That is going to be the grand exposure of the real awakening to see who's been who and who have not been who they claim to be. And all of y'all that been talking bad about our culture, our ancient spiritual practices that we practice, that many of us was selected for, that we were selected for by our ancestral spirits himself, by the Almighty Divine Creator herself. Y'all made a mockery out of it, called it demonology, demons, whatever y'all wanted to call it, witchcraft and all of that. Y'all got some serious waking up to do, because these people got you all effed up. They the same people that laugh at you and they practice your stuff behind closed doors. Mother Shelley, how are you? How you doing, beloved? Exactly. That's what I'm saying, beloved brother. It's already happening. They going to war. That's the exposure. They can't even keep the peace amongst each other. That's good. That's good, Mother Shelley. They can't keep the peace amongst each other, y'all. It's over. And it's going to keep on increasing. The grand exposure is happening, and we're going to find out how many people are still going to be asleep under that spell of sleep following these people. That divine energy I've been telling everybody about, that energy, she's going to reveal a whole lot with the sun. That energy is also bringing forth that Sophia energy that they call the Christ consciousness. It's happening right now. That's why it's a glitch in the matrix, because she caused the glitch amongst these people in the so-called conscious community. And it's not just the conscious community. It's happening all over the planet. Like the brother Tim talked about the chart, the how the way to call the white tea people seeing the chariots in the sky and they're recording it now. That's a part of it. One thing Ashita Dukatir said about Three Eye Atlas, he said it was pretty much dealing with the third eye. That's why they called it Three Eye Atlas. Y'all looking in the sky, waiting for something to be revealed. A metaphysical breakdown dealing with the third eye. Y'all waiting for a savior, yet again under the savior complex. You got people saying that Tiamat is not real and that the serpent in the serpent that's in the water is not real, but yet you have a mother like Molly who follows somebody on TikTok, if I'm not mistaken, and the brother's showing videos that is actually real. That she's actually real, and y'all looking like, huh? There's a metaphysical breakdown of that being the Kundalini. We already spoke that on this channel. We already said that was the Kundalini too. How that is connected to the Kundalini and how that's dealing with the X chromosome. How it's connected to how the X chromosome is connected to the mitochondrial DNA that's only found in so-called black women. We already talked about that over here. What y'all saying is nothing new under the sun, and I know for a fact that we're not the only people saying that. See, we only show TikTok videos to show confirmation. We show also other things to let you know we cross-reference over here. We don't speak from the side of our mouth. We don't do that over here on this channel of ours. We don't, because a lot of the mods actually do the research themselves and confirm things as well. So we don't have time for BS. The unification is happening amongst the women and men in our community. It's happening not on television. It's happening more behind closed doors. The whole gender war thing is dying off for a reason, because that was a part of the synopsis. That was a part of the sleep to have us go against one another. And I'm talking about the ones that needed to wake up. See, everybody keep on talking about how chosen they are and all that's on this damn social media shit. A real chosen ain't gonna tell you they fucking chosen on fucking social media. Let's call a spade on that. Like, come on. Why would you just want to say that you chosen when we keep on telling all of y'all that they know who the real ones are, because they actually call it the birth certificate. They have everything in there. They have the goddamn going elite astrologers, astronomers, and so on. So they know who the ones that are chosen through your birth certificate. That was a part of the corporation. It wasn't just to put you on Wall Street, but to control those that hurt, that knew they would, to control the ones that they knew that was going to hear the call. That's what it was all about too. To keep them at bay so they won't grasp on what they came here to do. Because earlier it was 5 people and all that. They've been playing with the numbers, but we know that people be watching this channel because of the simple fact they be saying similar things on this from this channel of ours. We know what they be doing. We know how the agents watch this and they go ahead and write it and put it in their own words. We already know that this channel been quote unquote shadow banned, and how people don't be getting the notifications like that. We know that they have their own plants in the YouTube conscious community. We know that. We do. We know how they work. How they claim to be some divine being on YouTube. And how they say that they are chosen on YouTube. How they call themselves and call their followers the chosen ones. How y'all use the King James version of the Biblios, but you don't use the Ethiopian, but you use the King James version. How y'all keep on doing this and that to the ones that really are going through the awakening process, and you want to be like them so bad that you envy them so much that you try to rebuke them on your lives, ridicule them on your lives. And you call the ones that's on that path to connect with the divine mother, you call them evil, you call them demonic, you call them everything in the book, and you say that they practice witchcraft. When y'all the ones that's practicing witchcraft by saying, I rebuke you in the name of such and all this other stuff. Don't you know that's a spell that you're casting? See, they got you so fucked up in their form of witchcraft that you became so far asleep on that journey that you are actually under their own MK Ultra. And some of you can't get out that sleep. Y'all better go back and watch They Live again. How they control things. There's a book called The Prince by Machiavelli. I recommend you get the book and read for yourself how they control shit. Or how about the 48 Laws of Power by Robert G. Allen? You know they didn't want that book to come out because he was telling their secrets, how they all came to power. Trying to tell you, I'm trying to tell you, these people play these games for a reason. That's how they operate. That's how they function. That's how they move. That's how they get away with things. You know, there's so much that can be talked about on this channel of ours. That I even talked to some of the mods that I look at as family outside of here, this platform, and I love them to death like they my brothers and sisters and mothers, and all, I love them, and I tell them, talk to them, and let them know, like, and they be telling your little big brother stuff, and I'm like, damn, you know, we gotta really wake up because what's happening is something that's going to be monumental. You got people now talking about Nasara Jasara, and those that remember me from the old channel that yours truly was featured on. We've been talking about that. You got these people just now talking about it again. They're talking about it again. And we talked about that years ago. Then you got people talking about it, bringing up information that we talked about years ago. And the person who channel we was featured on be trying to talk about it, but they can't elaborate on it because the people that was studying it and reading it, we all went our ways but still communicate with one another. Let me tell you, everything deals with alignment. Everything. And you call it divine timing if you really want to know. The alignment is actually divine timing. That's what a real breakdown is. The alignment is actually the divine timing which bring forth that divinity that need to be put place on this plane of information. Those that are Nuwapians, we call it outformation. And we try to bring forth as much information during that time period. Many of us feel and see things, and I'm talking about those that are watching. Many of us, and I'm talking Many of us feel and see what's about to happen down the pipeline. And all we can do is be there as watchers for right now and observe. There's so many things that are unexplained in this realm that many others don't want to talk about. One day, when this channel gets even bigger, and also the new channel that we're working on, I want to really bring that sister that I was talking about earlier. Her name is Gerbil, I think that's her name. Samedi. I'm gonna ask her one day because I want y'all to hear this sister speak. We call our women mothers for a reason and sisters for a reason. See, the word got the star in the word. The word sis star. That star is connected to the pentagram, which is dealing with the same symbol that is in Islam. Y'all need to understand those that don't know that whole Islamic tradition, that symbolism it is connected to the divine feminine energy. They've been trying to tell y'all the whole time. Why do you think they pray a certain way? They pray in a fetus position. That big old black spot in their forehead, that symbolizes the third eye. How many of y'all done seen a Muslim with that big old black old dot in the middle of their forehead, right there where the third eye is? They don't even realize that's what they're trying to activate when they're doing that because they're praying to the east. When they pray to the east, they're dealing with the energy of none other than Venus, the real bright morning star. I done hear people say that they're light beings, but then they badmouth the dark. Excuse me, they badmouth the dark and they say they light beings. Words from the wise. The dark created the light, did it not? But can the light create the dark? You came out the darkness into the light, which is called the womb. And when you pass away, you close your eyes and you're back in the dark. And then you put what in your tomb? Gotta start thinking about stuff because you're still thinking in the mindset of those that are patriarchal or patriarchal. I can't say it. Patriarchal. I think that's the word. I guess that's how you say it. My pronunciation sometimes is a little off. That's the mindset. And the mindset of those patriarchs were from the same people that were against us from day one, not just the dirty Moors, but the people they had in place for their figurehead to go against that primordial mother energy, to go against the primordial mother herself. See, I realized that I threw away my Masonic regalia. I realized I did that a mistake, along with my fez, because I really wanted to show y'all the breakdown how it's connected to the divine feminine. But if you type in the word fez, Moorish fez, that tassel represents the umbilical cord to the divine creator. The bottom of it that we put on our head represents 360 degrees physical. The top represents 360 degrees spiritual. Check it out. Both 360s represent the number 9. Added up, you have the number 9. 720. Added up to 720. Number 9. But That's only 720 degrees of knowledge, though, which is only half of the tank of the knowledge. There's more. That's why you have to go into the different mystery schools to learn, to get the understanding, the overstanding, the understanding, and the outerstanding, just to see how everything is interconnected to the all. The all is none other than what? It is called the Vestica Pisces, which is also being written about in what? The book called the Kabbalion. So we got to go back into all of this and remember who we are. Because I'm telling y'all that we're connected that Brother Tim was talking about. Those chariots are coming because of our awakening. There's more to come. Our awakening is going to cause a lot of transformation on this planet. All of the women that are melanated, all of the men that are melanated, that know about spirituality, and they don't worry about a pastor giving them the King James version, just going through their own awakenings and finding out how they're connected to the cosmic forces, and how the cosmic forces is connected to that Kundalini that we all have. Game over. Time to wake up. From what I was told years ago during a meditation, when I received a download, I always heard no more God games. Meaning, all these people that's been acting on podiums, acting like they're healers on these podiums, acting like they are apostles, that's acting like they are prophets. Many of us have intuition, clairvoyancy, and just to name those two. The real temple of God is this, your physical body. That's the temple, not a building. All I can say is time for the wake up to begin. The awakening is already going on. It's been going on for a long time. That is why a lot of women are leaving the churches. That's why a lot of churches are losing money. And people are realizing these churches are 501c3s that are owned by Rome, and they don't pay taxes. Let me tell y'all something. It's time for change. Change is already here. It's up to you which side you on. You want to stay asleep? Stay asleep. If you want to wake up, wake up. Choice is yours. Because I can tell you right now, the biggest warlocks and witches are the ones that be running these goddamn going buildings and saying pay your tithes, and also those that's having you practice 5 times a day, and they controlling you and telling you what to do and how to live. There's nothing wrong with having discipline, but god dang, all of it started from our practices, and they went on and took parts of it and put it in religions to keep you asleep. And then they try to say when you practice your stuff, oh, you meant you believe in more than one God, but you never said that you did. They put that in. They put that in your mouth like you said it. Nah, enough said. But I just want to talk to y'all real quick because it's starting to get sickening on seeing a lot of this stuff that's going on, and let's just watch the awakening, and let's watch how these agents start acting towards each other now. enjoy the fireworks, and stay away from any type of negativity amongst these people. Just let it all rip. In the words of our brother Pisces the King, get your popcorn ready, and get your popcorn on the side and your soft drink. Hell, get some snacks. Hell, get a little entree or something, and watch this shit blow. Because I'm telling you, it's going to be a whole different show for show. Seriously, because we ain't seen nothing yet. This is just a part of the spectacle, and we're going to be watching this for a long time. So I want to say I love y'all. Appreciate you all. Love, light, darkness, which and yang, the feminine and masculine, to bring forth supreme balance. It is your little big brother, Nega Dezo. I appreciate all of you for watching our channel. I love all of you mods. I love everybody that subscribed. Keep on living your life the best way possible and always stay positive and always stay true. Don't let nobody try to stop you on your journey or anything else, because you are someone and it is time for you to do what you came here to do, because you are special and you have that divinity in you as well. All right? Take care. Peace.